Hello, hello. Welcome to yoga. Let's get started in a comfortable seat. Close your eyes, relax your shoulders down, and breathe here in and out through your nose. Begin to roll your shoulders forward. And then roll your shoulders backward. And release your shoulders back and down. Gently open your eyes and walk your hands forward on your mat as far as is mostly comfortable for you. We're not going to stay. Instead, we're going to walk over to the right and see how far to the right you can go while staying mostly comfortable. Then keep your right hand on the floor and lift your left hand up, opening your heart toward the ceiling. Bringing your left hand a little bit behind you, making a big circle with your left hand. Bring it towards your left hip, towards your left knee, and sweep it around all the way back towards your right hand. Let's move to the other side. So walk your hands over to the left, as far to the left as is comfortable. Keep your left hand on the floor as you lift your right hand up toward the ceiling, opening your heart. Right hand comes a little bit behind you, and then down by your hip. When you can, bringing it back down to the floor, sliding it along the floor back to your left hand. Then walk your hands back to the center, and then walk them in towards you till you come up to seated. We're going to switch our legs and then do that again. So switching the crisscross, the other legs on top. When you're ready here in a comfortable seat, walk your hands to the front of your mat. Let's go to the left first this time, walking your hands to the left as much as is comfortable. Then lift your right hand up, make a big circle. Eventually bringing your right hand back alongside the left. And then walk your hands through center, over to the right, and make a big circle with your left hand. And then we'll walk hands back to the center, and walk your hands in towards you, come up to seated, and make your way to hands and knees, all four positions. We'll go through some cat-cows here. Inhaling to cow, lower your belly, lift your chin, and exhale to cat. Tuck your chin, lift your spine. And then make your way to a child's pose. Maybe walking your hands a little bit closer to the front of your mat, and then letting your head rest down toward the floor. Shift to a modified plank. Straight line from your shoulders to your knees, and then bend your elbows over all the way to the floor. Press the tops of your feet down, lift your head and shoulders up to cobra. Lower back down, and then press into your hands to lift back up to modified plank, and find downward dog, tucking your toes under, lifting your knees, lifting your hips, and then bring in some movement into this pose, pedaling your heels, bending one knee at a time. Walk your feet toward the front of your mat. Come to a forward fold. On your inhale, lift part way. And then on your exhale, lower back down. Inhale, come up to standing, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, hands to your heart. On your next inhale, sweep your arms back up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. On your inhale, lift part way, lengthen your spine. And exhale, step your right foot back into a lunge. We're going to start here with a low lunge, right knee on the floor. You can keep your back toes tucked under or you can flatten them. And then from here, we're going to move back and forth between this low lunge and half splits. So when you're ready, walking your hands back, straightening your left leg, maybe flexing your left foot or keeping it pointed. And then head back to the low lunge, moving back and forth on your own. Let's meet in the low lunge, front knee bent. Tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee. And then lift your left hand, opening up into a twist. Left hand might reach straight up toward the ceiling, or you might open it up a little bit more, reaching your left hand a little bit behind you. And release your left hand to the floor. Step your left foot back, make your way into a plank, and let's take a Vinyasa to downward dog. On your exhale, lowering down to the floor, inhaling up to cobra, exhaling back down, inhale to push up, and exhale to downward dog. Spend a few moments in your downward dog to check in with your body, see how it's doing. And then begin to walk your feet to the front of your mat for a forward fold. On your next inhale, lift part way. And exhale, fold back down. Inhale, up to standing, reach your arms overhead. And exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift part way. And exhale down, stepping your left foot back. So we're in a low lunge again, opposite side as last time. Bring your back knee down. And then to start here, we'll switch between low lunge and half splits as you're ready. Walking your hands back, straightening your front leg, and coming back to the low lunge. Taking as much time in each pose as you like. Make your way to low lunge, front knee bent, tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee, and then lift your right hand open to a twist. Release your right hand to the floor and step back to a plank. And then take Vinyasa to downward dog. Maybe this time exhaling down to chaturanga halfway. Inhaling up to upward dog. And then exhaling straight back to downward dog. From down dog, look up towards your hands, bend your knees deeply, and then step or hop to the front of your mat, forward fold. On your inhale, lift part way, and exhale, fold back down. Inhale to stand, reach your arms overhead, and exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to take a little balance and then step back from there. So you can have your feet together, maybe hips distance apart, and then shift your weight onto your left foot. Come on the toes of your right, see how that feels. And then lift your right foot. And from here, go ahead and move around your right foot. So you can roll your ankle, wiggle your toes, point and flex your foot. Trying to keep the rest of your body as still as possible. Top of your head up toward the ceiling. Shoulders right over your hips, not creeping up towards your ears. And then flex your right foot, keep it flexed. And we're going to slowly shift this toward warrior three. So begin to lean forward and push your right foot behind you, as if you're trying to reach the sole of your foot into the wall behind you. And then option to open your arms out to the side, maybe up alongside your ears. And then we're going to land in warrior two. So slowly bending your front knee, dropping your back toes down, entire back foot on the floor parallel to the back of your mat. And then open your arms out parallel to the ground, looking out over your left hand. Straighten your left leg and find a triangle, reaching your left hand toward the front of the room, and then bringing your left hand down, right arm straight up toward the ceiling. Return to warrior two, taking an inhale here, and then exhale your hands to the floor, step back to a plank, and take whichever version of Vinyasa you'd like to get to downward dog. From down dog, look towards your hands, bend your knees, and step or hop to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, lift part way, and exhale, fold back down. Inhale to stand, reach your arms overhead, and exhale, hands to your heart. We'll balance on the other leg this time. So again, making sure your feet are stable with both feet on the ground. And then shift your weight to the right. Come on the toes of your left. And lift your left leg. Spend a little while here to give your left foot a break. Wiggling it around however you'd like. Feeling steady in the rest of your body. And then hold your left foot flexed. And kick it straight up behind you for a warrior three. Leaning your torso forward. And maybe opening arms out to the side or up alongside your ears. Slowly drop your back foot to the ground. Find warrior two. And then switch to triangle, straightening your front leg, right arm down to your leg, left hand left. Return to warrior two. Take an inhale here. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to down dog. Or to a plank. And take a vinyasa to downward dog. From down dog, lift your left leg up behind you, three-legged dog. Open your hips for scorpion, bending your left knee. Then we're going to come forward to pigeon, leveling out your hips, left knee towards your left hand, carefully setting your back leg on the floor, maybe walking it back behind you. And then we'll start with a strong pigeon here. So keeping your torso lifted, hands on the floor on either side of you. Imagine that you could draw your legs closer together, and by doing so you could lift your hips a little bit off the floor. And then if you feel stable here, maybe try lifting one hand off the ground or both hands off the ground. They can stay hovering, or maybe try lifting them up toward the ceiling. And release your hands to the floor. Relax your legs, coming into relaxed pigeon. Walk your hands forward as much as is comfortable, maybe resting your head on your hands or on the floor. Begin to lift back up. Place your hands under your shoulders and tuck your right toes under. Lift your left leg to downward dog. And feel out your downward dog for a few moments. It might feel good to lift your left leg up again, a little bit around a little bit. If you'd like to take a vinyasa, feel free to take a vinyasa here before we go for the other side. And then when you're ready, lift your right leg up behind you and find scorpion, lifting your right hip, bending your right knee. Then bring your right knee towards your right hand for pigeon pose. Placing your right leg on the ground, left leg on the ground, and starting here again with a strong pigeon. Heart open here. Draw your legs together to lift your hips, and then experiment with lifting one or two hands as high as you feel comfortable with. Begin to lower your hands, relax your legs, and walk your hands forward, lower down as much as you'd like. Might be different from the other side, might be the same. Begin to lift up, hands under your shoulders, tap your left toes under, lift up to downward dog. Spend a few moments here, maybe take three-legged dog with your right leg, maybe take one last vinyasa. Then from down dog, begin to walk your hands forward towards your feet and out toward the edges of your mat. We're going to come down into Malasana pose, so begin to bend your knees, lower your hips toward the floor. Not going to spend a ton of time here, just using this mostly as a transition. Once you're in your squat, reach your arms forward toward the front of the room and then slowly come to a seat, bringing your feet in front of you. Grow hold of your knees and round your spine here, as if you're doing a cat pose, chin towards your chest. And then release, coming to a comfortable seat, sitting up tall here, shoulders relaxed down, maybe eyes closed. Bring your hands together at your heart. Thank you for joining me for yoga today. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.